The information provided in this podcast is for general information purposes only and should not be considered as personal advice. Always consult with a qualified professional or expert in the relevant field for personalised advice tailored to your specific situation.
Centrelink could be a topic on its own. And we are quite lucky to be in a country where there is government support available, where people can rely on that safety net if they were to find themselves in an unfortunate situation. So it is good that we have that, but however, it is quite complex. A lot of rules, a lot of things that need to be done to be proven in order to get that benefit. And it makes sense because taxpayers are paying for this. I do like that it is means tested. Most of the payments for the clients do need to prove, or the recipients do need to prove the entitlement for it.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Wealth Guide, sponsored by Ryker Capital. My name is Tamara and I am the practice manager, and today with me on the couch, I have senior advisor Ricky Regmi.
Hello, Tamara.
Welcome, Ricky. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Today, we're going to talk about Centrelink, the exciting topic of, it is very exciting actually, because I know I've been going through a couple of different client scenarios, really understanding the type of work you do. And it is really, look, I find it very complex, which is why you're here. And we're going to dive into an example straight away, just to unpack it a little bit more. And I think it's really important because I don't think that a lot of people understand that in a financial advisor who has the knowledge and specializes in this area, what kind of work they can do and how they can add value around understanding Centrelink entitlements.
Absolutely. Centrelink could be a topic on its own. And we are quite lucky to be in a country where there is government support available, where people can rely on that safety net if they were to find themselves in an unfortunate situation. So it is good that we have that, and but however, it is quite complex on its own. There's a lot of rules, a lot of things that need to be done to be proven in order to get that benefit.
Access it, yeah.
And it makes sense because taxpayers are paying for this.
Yeah.
So I do like that it is means tested. Most of the payments for the clients do need to prove, or the recipients do need to prove the entitlement for it. Could it be made easier? Oh, I think so.
It could be made easier, but I mean, you're the type of advisor that has developed that specialty and does guide a lot. Let's dive into a kind of a client scenario on the one that we discussed. So I know you're talking about a couple, so a little bit of an age difference. So we have a 64 and 70-year-old as well. The 70-year-old is getting some age pension already, and I believe the younger partner was really living off the proceeds of a property sale that they had done, and they had recently moved into a retirement home together, as I understand. I believe when they were, referred to you, somebody suggested they have a chat with you. I understand there was a lot of reticence. Like, they did eventually chat with you, but I think they were very clear about not sure why we're here, not sure we want to be here. What could you possibly do for us kind of scenario?
Exactly. So, yeah, going back to just with the client situation, because of the age gap, the spouse wanted to work, but because she was a full-time carer for her husband, and because the husband's health was going down, so that's why they decided to sell their principal home,
right? Okay,
and then move into a nursing home, a retirement village.
But that's stressful then, because she's eating into the proceeds of the sale. Because I mean, she, I guess, would work if it wasn't for, she loves her partner and wants to care for them, and so there's that stress there. She's pulled in different directions.
She is. She definitely is. She wants to look after her husband. They've sold the home, and now they are living in a retirement village, which she quite likes because it's all retirees around her. So she's made a lot of new friends.
Great.
But because, to going back to your point, because they're living off that, so that's why there was that reluctance to go, well, look, I've only got this much left. Like, I don't want to lose it. I don't want to, I want to make sure that it does last.
As long as it can.
As long as it can.
Yeah.
So when I sat down with the client, a few things, as I was trying to understand their situation, one of the things I said to her was for her to apply for carer's payment and carer's allowance.
Oh.
Because she's looking after her husband.
Yeah.
And she was not getting it. And she wants to work, but she can't work because she's full-time looking after her partner.
So she's allowed to do that.
She's allowed to do that, and she wasn't doing that. Well, she didn't even know.
She didn't know about it.
That, you don't know what you don't know. So she had no idea that she could do that. So first thing first, we just said, okay, well, this is the first thing you need to do. Apply for carers payment, carers allowance. It is available for people who are looking after a person. So there are Centrelink rules around that too. So because her husband had a significant amount of health issues and she was looking after him full time, so she did apply for it and she was successful in getting that. What we also did, because they were they've had the surplus fund available from the sale of property, and because of the age gap again between the partners, I recommended her to put some amount of money into super, not a whole lot, because she still wanted some money available just in case if they needed it. So we did a bit of a combination where we put money into super for her just to reduce the asset levels, because from a Centrelink point of view, super does not count as an asset for a younger spouse.
So it was put into her superannuation account.
Put into her super, not his, her super. And then we invested some money outside. Because they were concerned about the volatility and the markets and her losing the capital, they were comfortable investing in a very low risk investment, and which is what we did for them.
Okay.
But it continued on. So what happened, so it was all good. She was getting carers payment.
So
they were
that
happy.
really is an added benefit right there.
Yeah.
So she would have been relieved. Both of them would have been really.
Absolutely, because they had this extra income coming in, which wasn't coming in before. They weren't eating into their capital. The capital's invested in a low risk investment. Or it's giving them small amount of return, not because it's in a low risk investment.
It suited their risk comfort, their risk appetite.
Risk appetite, exactly. So it suited how they wanted to invest. They weren't chasing high returns. So it suited how they wanted to invest and get income.
But you were saying then, so that was really good. But then it continues. And I know you work with a lot of clients in an ongoing fashion. And I think, unfortunately, her partner actually passed away at some stage. And it wasn't too long after.
No, it wasn't too long at all. I think about 5 or 6 months later, I got a phone call from the spouse saying that her husband had passed away. So she called me 2-3 weeks later once she had done all the funeral arrangements. So that was unfortunate.
Situation is very sad, very traumatic. But then also her financial situation changes a lot too.
Absolutely. Because all that we did before, all the investment that were from a Centrelink point of view were joint, divided into 2 partners. Now all of a sudden becomes hers because she's now entitled to it all.
I was going to say, because she would have inherited his assets, I'm assuming.
Yep.
And so it's a different ballgame as far as what you're talking about, that the income and asset testing, means testing is different now.
It's different because singles have different level of threshold compared to couple. Couple generally have higher level of assets that they can have.
Sure, because there's 2 people. But also, too, she wouldn't have gotten the carers allowance anymore either because there's nobody to care for.
Spot on,
so that income's gone.
Yep. So because there's no one to care for, that carers payment stopped. And rightly so, because she's not looking after anyone. But then, so what we had to do then, we had to reevaluate her situation again. Because we only put about 100,000 before, and we were able to put some additional money into super for her because she didn't need a lot of money to be available. So some of the money that was sitting outside of super, we were able to move something inside. She wanted to work. So she was able to find a part-time job, wasn't paying much, and suited her need because she could work from home and she didn't have to travel to work. And what then I got her to do to apply for job seeker payment from Centrelink.
Oh, and I don't know about that either. Okay.
So a job seeker is for someone who is unemployed, is looking for work. So that's a support available from the government to do that. So got her to apply job seeker because Centrelink also advised her that she would lose her pensioner card. Which
I didn't think about that. That came with the carers pension.
Carers payment because her husband also had it.
Of course.
So Centrelink advised her that she would be losing it. Then once she got onto job seeker, I also got her to apply for the low income health card. Not all cards are created the same. Pensioner card gives you the most. And then there's Commonwealth Seniors card. There's also low income card. Because she wasn't pension age, we got her to apply for the low income card.
There's still some discounts and benefits.
There's still discounts. There's still health benefits associated with it. There's a Medicare rebate, the higher rebate available. So there's definitely, especially as people get older, there's a lot of medication in the bills.
Yeah.
So that card certainly helps. And also with other benefits in terms of your utility rates. There's other benefits available with low income.
So it's really worthwhile understanding the different cards available for different circumstances and then going ahead and applying if it's appropriate for you.
Absolutely. Even if you're not entitled to an income support, the clients might be entitled to a card where they can get a low income card or a Commonwealth Seniors card, and the pensioner card comes with an age pension, as we know.
Okay, I can see why your comment earlier, it could be an easier system to navigate. So she wouldn't have known any of those.
No.
That's what it was. She didn't know what she didn't know.
Exactly. So but once then she was able to get onto Job Seeker, then at least she had her employment income coming in, which she was enjoying. She got the Job Seeker payment that got approved, and she got it getting that as well. Because we moved some of the money inside super, there was no deeming associated with it and didn't count as an asset. So that was a benefit to her, and which also entitled her to get Job Seeker. And overall, she was quite happy with it. And after 9 months of being on Job Seeker, she's able to get a pensioner card again.
Right. Okay.
So
because of the age?
Because of the age,
Because she got to be old enough to be able to apply for a pensioner card. Then she would have been, is that 65?
She was 64, probably about that, 60 turning to 65. So generally, if you're on Job Seeker for about 9 months, you are entitled to a
to be able to apply for that as well. Okay, so really you were able to, assist her with what her Centrelink entitlements were through those different very significant stages in her life. And I guess it's continuing on to make sure whatever she's doing is the most effective for when she decides she can't work anymore, even part-time, and making sure she's set up in the right way to
exactly. The funds are invested, the super's invested to ensure that she's got the capital backing available, and when she retires, they are there to support her.
Thank you very much for going through that, because the option is actually going to Centrelink yourself and doing battle yourself. So really making sure that if you have that need, going to a financial advisor that has the experience, understands the system, and then how to apply it really is obviously very significant outcomes and differences in your life.
It certainly makes a big difference in clients' lifestyle, because they are saving their capital and they're not eating into it, because they're getting some support from the government.
Financial and emotional, psychological benefits.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Ricky. That was very insightful.
Thanks, Tamara.